this year. For some reason, I don't remember teaching the 11 and 12-year-olds before, but Edith has told me that I have done it before. I guess because each class is always different.
That's right.
And with the group that I had, we maxed out at 5 students, but it was, I don't want to say challenging, but it was a very intense group. Very intense group to the point where I said all I needed was 5. Because of the questions that they asked, and you know, and I'm gonna hurry up, but from a teacher's perspective, you know, from an educator, you know, when you have children in your classroom and you see so much potential, and when you see potential in Christ, you really want to give it to them, because sometimes you don't know when you're going to see them again. So, you know, with that, you know, I know some parents may not be here, some parents are, but y'all, I encourage you to please keep bringing them, because the kids ask some really good questions. We can only give them a taste, but if you keep bringing them, I promise you that they'll have all that they need. So I really appreciated my class that I had this year. Well, we want to welcome you to the Wave Reality Show.
All right.
And at the Wave Reality Show, we have 3 contestants who are participating. We have Mr. Rashawn. Woo! We have Miss Antoinette. Woo! And then we have Mr. Elijah. And in order for them to move on to the next level, they have to answer some questions. So they know moving to the next level is very exciting when you watch the reality shows. So our goal is to move to the next level. In our Vacation Bible School, for Wave 1, the topic for that day was God is real. Who do we talk about, Rashawn? About God is real. Who was I hate to say character. Who was the person that we talked about that showed in our lesson we talked about, and God showed himself as being real? Who was the person that we talked about? What was his name? Jesus. We talked about Jesus, but the man who helped the Israelites come out of Egypt. Talk, say it loud so they hear you. Moses. Moses was the man that we talked about who brought them out of Egypt. Now, in our lesson, it says that Jesus showed himself in 2 ways. The first thing he told them is he made sure that they knew who he was. And who did he say he was?
I am who I am.
I am who I am.
All right.
And that was a real interest getting over to the children, because if somebody come and ask you your name, you just say, I am who I am.
All right. That
means I don't need no explanation. I don't need anything else. I'm just that powerful.
All right.
There was another way that Jesus, once he gave his name and explained who he was, he exemplified his power. How did he exemplify his power to the Israelites?
He stirred the Red Sea.
He divided the Red Sea. Very good, very good. And in our Bible verse, coming from Isaiah 44 and 6, you remember what it says? I am the first. The Bible verse that we scrambled on the board.
I'm the last.
All right. I'm the first and the last.
And I'm the only one.
And I'm the only one. There's no other God. Okay? Very good. Rashawn, you have moved to the next level. Antoinette, we're going to be going to Wave 3. Our theme for that day is Jesus is the only way. On this day, we talked about the death, burial, and resurrection. What was our Bible verse? John 14 and 6. When we talked about him being the only way. Think about when we was outside and we did the sand, we scribbled the words, and we wrote it on our paper. He said, I am the... If it's not in order, it's okay.
I'm the truth.
That's it, come on.
The truth, the way, and the life.
Amen. What's most important? And no one
can get to the Father but through me.
And who is me?
Jesus.
All right. And on this day, we had a ton of questions coming from the kids as far as like baptism. You know, are we saved because we get baptized? And talking about just a lot of different questions that they had that really made, you know, when you can see that children really think like that and they really want understanding. Some of the untruths that we hear, we were able to clarify in class. So Antoinette, you have moved to the next level. On the last day, our theme was my actions show what I believe. And on that day, we talked about a very special person who did something just extremely wonderful. And who was that, Mr. Elijah?
That person was Jesus
It
Christ.
was Jesus. Who was the person who?
The Good Samaritan.
The Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan. And when we were talking about our Bible verse coming from Luke 10 and 27, Jesus was telling us what should we do? What should our actions show? Love.
Our actions should show that we believe in Jesus Christ. We should believe Him with all our mind, our soul, our strength, and our heart.
And what about our neighbor?
And we should love our neighbor as ourselves.
And in talking about our neighbor, you know, we threw the question around, and of course everybody said, yeah, my neighbor's the person. Oh, I don't know who that man is who lives next door to me. But we explained that our neighbor is not that person that lives next door. We learned that as being a good neighbor means that what kind of things we should do?
We should help our neighbors.
We should help our neighbors the way the Good Samaritan helped the man. Okay? All right, Mr. Elijah, you have moved to the next level. That concludes our presentation.